least 200 cows have been killed by strange disease at Magadu Fulani community in Guru local government area of Jigawa state. According to Sanusi Duru, the local government information officer in Guru, the head of Department of Agriculture, Guru Local Government Council, Kabiru Haruna, made this known to newsmen. Mr. Haruna said the issue was reported a week earlier after the disease started ravaging the Fulani communities. The official linked the outbreak to the influx of migrants, cows allegedly from Niger Republic. He said the community where the cows reportedly died shares border with Machina local government in Yobe state. The local government in Yobe shares border with Niger Republic. The official also said the outbreak only affected the animals that allegedly skipped the routine vaccination exercise conducted by the government. Wow. A lot of things are out there, even as human beings are experiencing this new disease in town. Everybody's panicking and what have you. And come to think of these cows, 200 cows killed because of these strange diseases. Even before now, it's been happening. It's been happening. I think that was the time they cried out. This Fulani Esme, they cried out. The Métis Allah, they cried out, and we're begging the government to come and to rescue them, to come to their aid. But I don't know how they really overcame that. And a lot of people have been like, avoid eating cow meat, even the ones that are not infected. Normally, cow meat is not really healthy in the first place, but people just believe that, oh, that is just the way to go. That is to show people that you are really up there. Mostly when you are having an event or you are doing a party, if you don't kick cow, it's like you have not started. So that's just the way it is. But ordinarily, if people look at it thoroughly, you go and do your research, the effect of a cow consumption in your body, you know that it's not really healthy. The way people just say, make it seem as if if you don't take cow meat or if you don't eat cow meat, it shows that maybe you are poor, but you are doing a disservice to your body. So just like what the official said of that particular local government, that this thing happened because some cows skipped a routine vaccination exercise conducted by the government. Like we are saying, the ones that are not infected, even eating them or consuming them is not really healthy, not to talk of the ones that are infected. So how do you even know which is which? Because when this kind of a thing happens, the next thing they will just quickly, now, how Nigeria factor comes in, they will quickly kill or slaughter and begin to sell it, like we always say, cheap article. They will just want to sell it at cheaper prices and people start buying it. And those are the things that could really go into the body and begin to cause another thing in human body. So we need to be careful. We don't even know how efficient they are when it comes to this cow vaccination. And they are saying, oh, because it was as a result of people sharing border, or Nigeria or some states sharing borders with all those Niger Republic and what have you. We know a lot of things have been happening. This issue of free entry and free exit, a lot of porous borders, over 1,400 borders, just like we have been saying. It could be more than that. That is what we have on records. That's over 1,400 borders, that are just porous. People come in, people go out. Nobody check them. Nobody cares to know who goes in and who comes out. So we really need to be careful. We are even talking about this infection. What about even the people who are coming, who do not even have the proper documents to be here in the first place? Of course, is the federal government or the president has made this a different thing, that entering the country, at the point of entry, visa-free policy. So all of those things we still attribute to all this problem that we are having. We have numerous problems that we are faced with. We just need to be careful. That is just one thing. The best is just to avoid all this cow meat. Like I said, the ones that are not infected, we are still battling with the health issue it causes in the body. And someone said, since Fulanis are killing human beings because of your cows, claiming that the entire country belongs to you, you shall all witness what happened to the Egyptians during the reign of stubborn King Pharaoh of Egypt. God will send more sickness that some people are really hungry. When it comes to this issue of Fulanis, and the unfortunate thing there is that even with all the things that's been happening concerning these Fulani people, the government is not even bothered. the government is not even seeing it as a big problem. But those who have been affected, like I always say, the victims will have a better story to tell. Their families will have a better story to tell. If you have not experienced such things, you think that maybe people are just making it up, or people are just trying to be sentimental. It goes beyond that. And when people are speaking, from the angle, you like, why would they be so mean and whatever? But go and look at what is happening all over the place. It's not even in a particular area, all over the place, everywhere in the country. You see them doing all manner of things. You can imagine those who even came out and say, oh yes, there are people can even go with arms and they are defending them, that they are trying to protect themselves. When you are in that kind of community, or you are in that kind of country, how would you feel when such things begin to happen to them? People will like, oh, wouldn't want to even be sympathetic to them. So we really need to be careful. The best is just for you to avoid consumption of a cow meat. Someone said, beware of cow meat, beware of suya and kilishi. The Fulani have no respect for human lives. Can you imagine? Of course, they might just quickly, just for them not to run at loss, they will just butcher it and begin to sell it at cheaper prices. So we need to be careful. All of those who eat all these things, you need to be careful, because you don't even know how they got killed or how they got slaughtered in the first place. Someone says it's true. You are correct. This person is buttressing to the fact that people should be careful, and even if it means that you are going to avoid eating it, better, like they always say, prevention is better than cure. Some say this is just the beginning. More and more we suffer this disease, including the many of the owners. Wow. And someone say good news. Someone say Buhari will be inconsolable by the death of his precious cows, which he values more than human beings. Just like a Fani Kayode said, that even with this new disease that is ravaging the whole world, that we experienced last week in Nigeria, that no broadcast was made, but let it be it involved cows, and you would have made a broadcast on a lighter note. A lot of people are not really too happy, but that is not even what we are talking about. What we are talking here now is for people to be careful. If it will mean you just not even eating it at all, it's better. Prevention is better than cure, because you wouldn't even know which is which. Do you have the equipment to test whether this one is this one is that? And we don't know whether it's still happening, because you hear some people that they go to all those abattoir to go and they do inspection. We don't know even before they kill all those cows whether they do inspection, whether this one is good or this one is not good. With the way and the manner at which everybody is looking for money, I don't think all of those things will be followed properly. And that is why you need to be careful. And I even heard that even most of these Fulani Esme or these cattle rearers, they don't eat a cow. I don't know how true that can be. People have been saying it, that they themselves that sell this cow, they don't eat it. If they don't eat it, that means there must be something they themselves are avoiding. Because if you don't eat something and you make it as your business, because if you know that you are sure of what you are doing, you must consume it. But that is what I've been hearing. It's an allegation. I don't know whether that is the true picture, that they themselves don't even consume all these cows, whether infected or not. And someone say it's good that it's happening. Not that it's good that it's happening, because even the ones that even the ones you think that are not infected, how do you know that they're infected? Because you think that, but you're still eating cow meat. You need to be careful. Please, let's wait for the president's speech concerning the death of this cow. They don't chop Babalawo farm. If 200 cows will die every day for peace to reign in the country, God answer our prayers. God is alive. Since Fulani Esme troop inside the southeast and started to do all manner of things and coming with all manner of ammunition, taking people's lives and what have you, this is what they will really get. God will send another more strange disease to kill all the cows and goats in Fulani land to teach them lesson. You open the door for Fulanis to come in and take other people's ancestral lands. We shall see. God is great. Good news. This is just the beginning. They haven't seen anything yet. More of this to come. I pray 200 cows will continue to die every day unless you go back to where you and your cows belong. Nigeria is not your country. You therefore stop terrorizing us in our God's given land. So guys, you've heard a lot of people, nobody's even nice, because like I always say, these people are not really nice at all. But there's a particular statement which is very important, that these cows that are coming into the country is as a result of all those people who are sharing border with Niger Republic, and a lot of things must have come in. How many of them are being checked in the first place? How many are being checked? So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this that just happened. Leave your comments below in the comment section.